Hi, I'm Craig. That's my brother, Nick Cage. Welcome to Weekdays with Craig and Nick Cage.
Everybody get out! It's going to explode!
Hey, Nick, we did it. Episode 39.
Yes! We did it! All right! Now we can celebrate and go home. That's the end of a movie.
Oh, okay.
Let's go home.
It's time to go home. Hi, Brad.
Hey, we did it. Yeah, fantastic. 39 episodes, huh?
Tell you what, the internet tried to cancel us after last episode. 11 thumbs down.
Oh
11.
my gosh. They just didn't like our Civil War conversation or something.
People don't like to here's the thing. I talked about this in my live stream as well. It was fascinating. It was fascinating to watch, right?
Mm-hmm.
During the live stream, I premiere them on the YouTube channel, and like 50 people watch and stuff. It's really great, right?
Yeah.
And I encourage conversation during those. So people were watching last night's episode today, or I guess depending on when you're watching this, they're watching it on Wednesday.
Yeah.
And there's someone who's followed me for a long time, was looking to have a conversation with another legend who has watched for a long time. And I'll say this: one person wanted to have the conversation, the other person didn't want to have the conversation. Right? It was like, he was like, okay, I don't really care to have this conversation, but the other person kept pushing about having this conversation. And the guy's like, no, really, I don't want to have this conversation. And he's like, well, I come here for conversation, and you encourage conversation, but you're telling me you don't want to have conversation, right? And he's like, yeah, I don't really care about having a conversation right now. And it was one of those things where it goes back to the idea of like, yeah, conversation is great. Let's have good conversation. But that conversation, once again, doesn't mean you try to force your ideas on people. That's not how conversation works.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry.
It's like the guy knocking on your door trying to sell you something.
Kinda.
And you're like,
that you really don't want.
Yeah, you're like, look, I appreciate your effort here. I just am not interested at the moment. Okay, maybe some other time.
Yeah. It's like, I appreciate that. And when I decide to buy your vacuum that you're selling, I will reach out to you. But in the meantime, don't.
Yeah, but then imagine
that's like a good analogy, actually.
Yeah, imagine like you try to close the door and you're like, all right, thank you, and you close the door, and then he puts his hand in the way and he's like, no. Listen.
You'll like this vacuum.
Yeah, you're gonna like this, okay?
It's kind of like, it is kind of like cold calls in sales. You know, like you got to make the calls, and you're like, hey, are you interested in buying this sales spot on the radio? And they're like, no. Yeah. But if you make 7,000 calls, eventually you'll get a couple, right? Maybe that's the thought process with people who want to have these, conversations that don't want to be conversations. They want to be mind changers.
Yeah. I mean, look, you got to have two people to have a conversation. If you're just nagging at somebody to push them to have a conversation, that's not really a conversation. That's not a good foundation to start anything. No. So you gotta, it's like when you're walking down the aisle at Walmart and the guy goes, hey, can I ask you a few questions about your internet service? And you're like, no. But then he's like, well, hold on a second. Let me do this. And you're like, well, no, just leave me alone. But I did. And you're like, no. It's like, but I can get you a great deal. And you're like all the way down on the other side of the store at that point.
You're literally, no. Yeah.
But seriously.
Nice. Well, lots of folks coming in tonight. This is outstanding. Glad you guys have joined us. Indy, the first one in the chat. Tom, Iceman, and Crowan, and Master Obi-Wan. Samurai Wesley, guys, thank you very much for being here early. Appreciate y'all. Great to have you guys in for another night of wonderful conversation. We got a good one tonight. Really, really good one. So I'm glad you guys are here. And once again, we'll be able to pop you guys in at a moment's notice. That's the beauty of it. Once again, we are live tonight because during the 1 to 3 stream that I have every day, Monday through Friday, guess what? We got a knockout today, which means on knockout days, we record live in the evening. Isn't that great? It's so fun, and it adds so much to it. Extra incentive to get those knockouts because I got to pay bills and I got to pay Brad. So yeah, there it is. We're going to do our best to keep on rolling.
Give me the money. I need the new internet.
Give me.
That's really all we're doing here. Look, if we can just get some new internet for the show on the right side of the screen, if we can get Craig's bills paid, we're doing okay.
Yeah, for sure.
All right.
For sure. This is great, man. Well, Wolf Fox, hello. Toastamac, glad you're here. As Indy says, he discussed all his viewpoints maturely and felt he had nothing left to say, but the other guy couldn't take it. Wanted the other thing, and he wanted the other to change their mind. Right. And that's, you know, it is what it is. You know, I watched it happen in real time, but that's okay. You know, and that's why I'm not calling them out. I don't want to say their name because I don't want to make them feel bad. That's not the whole point of this. You know, I'm not trying to ridicule anybody, but there's a right way to do things. There's a wrong way to do it. Okay, look, you know, there is a right way to do things always, especially when it comes to the Bring It Back Challenge. Let's go.
All right. Bring It Back Challenge.
Tell them about it.
All right. Look, for those of you that have not heard about this challenge, we invite you to come along with us as we bring back an old phrase or saying from maybe the 80s or 90s that we grew up that's kind of gone out of style. And we started this a few weeks ago with the phrase up your butt and around the corner, something that some of us had said and remembered growing up. And that would be where somebody would, you know, you'd say, where's my such and such? And you'd say, up your butt and around the corner. And we got a few videos out of that. It was really great. So we invite you to film these things and then share them with us. And this week's Bring It Back Challenge, we're bringing back Psych.
It's kind of like this. Let me give you an example. Hey, Brad, you're a handsome man. Psych!
Oh,
that's a double burn, see?
Yeah.
Because I had you, and then I tore you down. But it's really easy. You don't need to make a big deal out of it. That's the best thing about it, right?
Hey,
so,
Craig.
Yeah.
Hey, Craig, that really hurt my feelings. Psych!
Okay. Thank God. Wow, that's awesome. So once again, we encourage you guys, if you guys want to put it on YouTube, put it on Twitter, however you guys want to do it, it's just that easy. As a matter of fact, I have a couple examples here tonight. And check this out. What's from someone in the chat? Tom is here. Check it out. Let's watch Tom's hashtag Bring It Back Challenge. Let's go.
Did I ever tell you about how working here is like the greatest thing ever?
Yeah.
Psych!
It's just that simple. It's just that simple. That's all you got to do.
Did I ever tell you that working here is the greatest thing ever? Psych!
Nice.
Oh,
nice.
man. You should have kept filming just a little bit longer. I would have loved to have gotten the reaction out of that. That's fantastic. Thanks for doing that, Tom. Awesome.
It's just that easy. It's just that easy right there.
Yeah.
And to be clear, look at this. It says, Crowin says, you mean that saying went out of style? Right. Well, you know, for some people.
For some people. Yeah.
It's good. That's okay. You know, like a soccer says, well, it's more depressing that I'm older than all these terms now, like psych. See, there it is. Oh, see, you're not old enough. Never mind. Sorry. Okay, here we go. And we have another example here. Vilter is a two-time hashtag Bring It Back Challenge participant, which I appreciate there, and actually added quite a little production value here, bringing Batman into the fray.
Psych.
That was fantastic. That was awesome. Psych.
Oh my gosh. And that's what we're hoping. That's what we're hoping for.
So join us for the hashtag Bring It Back Challenge. Film yourself, put it on YouTube, put it on Twitter, hashtag it. We'll find it. If you do it, or you can comment, let us know where to find it. Comment on this video. We'll track it down and we'll feature it here on the show. That was great.
57 points for both Vilter and Tom right there for their Bring It Back Challenge participation. I love it. Oh, Toastamac came in. Look at this. Toastamac came in with a really important message here. Says, hey guys, guess what? Capcom officially announced they're going to be finally working on Mega Man Legends 3. Psych!
Oh, dang.
That's a game that a lot of people want, Mega Man Legends 3, but it's it's not going to happen. That was awesome. Really good stuff right there. Congratulations. Congratulations, everybody. Once again, we are doing our best to drive to get Brad some new internet. You can head over to patreon.com/CraigSkits. And the more patrons we get there, the more opportunity Brad has to better his upload speed and ultimately the quality of the show. Right now, once again, Brad's still teetering, still on 1.5 megabyte upload speed. Good enough for 240p resolution. Congratulations.
Yeah, I tried to upload another video to the internet today, and it just wasn't. I'm gonna have to borrow Panera Bread internet.
Can you please just try it right now? Just
No,
to give
I'm not
everybody.
gonna set that up. I'm not gonna set that up again. It's just embarrassing. Okay,
Oh.
it's just like wearing a really embarrassing T-shirt. I'm not gonna do that to myself on the internet. I'm not gonna show you my upload speed.
Crowan says I have 2 MB upload speed, but Crowan, here's the thing. Are you doing a podcast with your brother every night where you have to upload and do you work on the internet? I'm just curious, Crowan. Just curious, yeah. Especially in beautiful 720p we have here.
Yeah.
Wow. That's okay. That's okay. So
Bragger,
look,
bragger with your fancy internet and your fancy camera. Get out of here. And your stage production, by the way. It's magnificent.
Thanks,
I've got a bunch of CDs and toys behind me, but whatever.
You notice that if I go full screen, check this out. Look at this. I've actually added there's a red light over here on this side. And the reason why there's a red light is because I don't want to change it to gray every day.
Oh.
So there you go. That's really it. It just auto turns on to gray, auto turns on to red, and I just don't want to go over there and change it every single day.
Oh, well, you should leave it.
Turn on. I have. It's been like that for about 2 weeks now, so I feel pretty okay about it. So
it's handsome. It's handsome.
Now look at this. Some dumb one just throwing it in your face. 1 GB down, 250 megabyte upload. That is insanity there. Wow. Just relax. Relax.
That's steroids.
I mean, practically.
Your internet's on roids, man.
Yeah, it's crazy. Hey, speaking of steroid internet, do you know that Elon Musk is putting together all those satellites in the sky to allow everybody to have like internet at a reasonable price? Have you heard of this?
I have not heard about that. No,
it's like Elon Musk's big project.
Elon Musk is I don't know. He's either saving the world one day at a time, or he's going to have us all under his control.
I think he's gonna. I mean, he's the richest man in the world.
Is he?
Yeah, he took over from Bezos. He's the richest man in the world. He could be the first trillionaire.
At least he's contributing.
Yeah.
Bezos is just like, got Amazon, and he's not sending anything into space. He's not trying to get people across the world in a faster time.
Nomad the Kid says Elon Musk is all talk though. What? And he's like sending rockets into space every day. He developed an entire car line that is all electric. He's like trying to harness the power of the sun for humanity. Right? Like he's trying to get to Mars, but he's all talk. Like he's going to be a trillionaire, literally a trillionaire. It's crazy.
Who knows? He could be a supervillain. You never know.
He does have the supervillain look. He also could be an alien.
That would be fantastic. I would love for somebody in this day and age, in 2021. Look, we're almost there. No one's going to be surprised. Just rip your face off. Show us your lizard face. Let's see it.
What if tomorrow Biden came out as my first executive order? I guess he's already had like one, but whatever. One of my first executive orders is to let you know that we are not alone on Earth. There are aliens with us right now. Yeah. How crazy would we forget about COVID? Or how fast would we forget about COVID?
I'll be honest. It seems like we forgot about COVID the last couple days. But I think that people would just be like, well, we got aliens now. Although, I don't know. I think people would be like, they judge the aliens. They'd be like, well, they're not what I thought they were going to look like. So I don't like them. I'm not going to pay attention to it. They'd ruin it.
Well, I'll tell you what. There are like New York said they're going to be opening up now. California said they're going to be opening up now. There's a lot of maybe
all of a sudden they're just going to open up now. Man,
they learned that these are bad. It's bad. It's bad to lock their states down. The more does more bad than good.
Interesting timing on that.
Did you see? Yes.
Did you watch the inauguration?
I did.
Oh, okay. I was just wondering. Did you see Bernie Sanders? He was there.
I didn't see that. No.
He was like the star of the show today. And he was just sort of like sitting there with his mittens in the cold like an old man. And then everybody took these memes and made a meme out of them immediately.
Are we doing memes, and more memes?
Yeah.
Okay.
We were talking about aliens, and then we ended up talking about Biden, and then I was thinking about the inauguration, so I thought that'd be a good segue.
Sure, fire it away. Go ahead.
All right, sure. So Bernie Sanders was out there today,
Is there an original picture of him?
There he is.
Yeah.
So he was just sitting off by himself. He had these like crazy thick mittens on. And he just looks all mad. But anyway, the internet went crazy right away and started memeing him, adding him to a Forrest Gump here.
I'll tell you, excellent color correction on Forrest Gump. Excellent.
Yeah.
That was really good.
This one's a little choppy, but there he is. And I think, what is that? Bring It On or something?
No, that's a Glee friend.
Oh, yes. Is that what that is? Okay.
Yes.
Here he is in this classic picture.
Oh, nice. Who did he remove? That's the question. Who did he remove from there?
Yeah, maybe they just slid him in there. He's sitting on somebody's lunchbox. This one was pretty funny. This is way up there. But I was so impressed because the internet has look, here he is in the band One Direction.
Oh, is that One Direction right there?
Yeah.
It looks like he doesn't really they need to do some color correction there. He's just kind of hanging out in the corner.
The internet went for it like right away. They wasted no time. Game of Thrones. Yeah, there he was. Oh, I didn't mean that.
Hold on, what was that? What was that one?
Oh, there's the winner. There's the winner.
It's just not amused right there at all. Outstanding.
That's fantastic. I think we should end it right there.
Oh, that's great.
I just wanted to share some of those with you. I thought that was kind of one of the highlights of the day.
That's awesome.
From the inauguration. So
yeah, for all the military presence that we've seen across the United States, is there a single protest happening right now? Like, I'm legitimately asking.
You know what? I did see, where was it? New York or something? I think the Antifa folk were back out on the street smashing stuff. I saw some clips of it. I don't know which state, which city, but I saw it on the Twitterverse. They're already back out there. They were destroying a Democrat, a Democratic or Democrat, what's the word? A headquarter kind of thing.
What? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So it's not over, everybody. Look.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking on on Twitch right now, and I don't see. Here you go. They only have one, a couple live here.
Yeah.
So good for them, I guess. So
yeah, I'll confirm the city. I'm pretty sure it's New York.
But I don't know if the presence in every single, the 25,000 people in Washington and the presence in every single major American city was necessarily the right call right there. So
yeah, I don't think we needed all that protection for all those flags. Antifa trashes Democratic Party of Oregon headquarters to mark Biden's inauguration.
So it's a celebration. Yay.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing?
There's nothing better to make your point than.
Soccer says there's, I'm sorry, that was yeah, well, thanks Mosh, appreciate that. Yeah, patreon.com/Greg. Soccer says there's one in Sacramento, California. Were they, like, what are they protesting? That's a legit question. Are they protesting the fact that Trump's not the president anymore? Are they protesting that Biden is the winner? Are they protesting, like, what are they protesting? Is it a BLM thing? Is it racial injustice? What is? It's a legit question, and
I feel like they're going for just straight up defiance of just government in general. I think so.
I don't know. You think we would have learned that?
Nothing really changed today. So that's the point.
Yeah, nothing really happened. Hey, today, we were talking about COVID a few minutes ago, and COVID is now a reoccurring theme on the show after originally it was not going to be a theme on the show at all. But it's life, we're adjusting, right? And I wanted to bring this up today, and I wanted to have an open conversation about this one because this is outstanding. This is so good. Okay, this is actually a follow-up on a previous conversation we had. Do you remember several weeks ago, maybe about a week ago, we talked about how the NBA was putting a ban on hugging and handshakes after games and things like that. Yeah. Well, it did not deter the players. The players were like, look, who the hell cares? We've been running around, sweating all over each other the entire game. We all take multiple tests every single day, right? Like, here's the thing. What difference is me giving my buddy a high five at the end of the game or giving him a hug? What's that going to make, right?
Yeah.
Well, the NBA is all about them optics, right? They want to make sure. Like, I am so out on the NBA right now, it's crazy. Okay, but the NBA has come out with this bad boy here. NBA to enforce rules forbidding hugs, and handshakes with mid-court security. So after the game, this is after witnessing some opposing players disregarding new league rules against unnecessary contact on game nights, the NBA is moving team security into the mid-court area to dissuade violations that include hugging and handshakes. So they're literally putting security between their players to say, like, hey, listen.
Yeah.
No.
We're not going to have any of that.
It's such a fascinating take that's what's happening here.
After the game, 65,000 military troops will take the court to prevent players from giving each other high fives and handshakes. Got it.
It's just it's like peak NBA hypocrisy. It's so fascinating.
Yeah.
And then when you I need to find this really quick.
That is fascinating. Like we said this a few weeks ago. Why are you having basketball games? Like if you're serious about it, right? If you're serious about it, I'm sorry, no basketball. Okay? This is the same thing as and I brought this point up before too. If you're going to wear the mask, but you go into the store and you pull it down to your chin, just don't do it. Like you're either serious about this thing or you're not, or you just aren't serious about it. Okay.
Right.
And I'm not calling anybody out. I'm just saying you're either committed or you're not committed. And the NBA is not committed. They're not, because if they were that serious, if they're so serious, it's like they're so serious, they're not committed. Because if you're going to have the whole game, you're going to have the sweat, you're going to have bumping into each other, you're going to have all the sweat towel rags and the water and the splashing. You talk about droplets all the time with this thing. But then at the end of the game, after the money's been made, then let's bring in the security. No high fives, no hugging. That would just be too much and too dangerous.
Well, and to cap it all off, on top of all this, right? Did you see? Apparently, yesterday, the United States named China, I don't know, something bad. I don't know. I was looking for the exact terminology, but they named them like something, essentially saying they know that over in China, they are doing really bad things to people over there, right? Have you heard about all this? Right?
What's the word? Genocide?
Yeah, essentially, they're essentially killing people, and it's really bad, right? Based off of their religious beliefs and stuff, right? But like 20% of the NBA's revenue comes from China, and a lot of Nikes are made in China, and these shoe deals are made in China. So you have like. That's one of the things about the NBA that's just fascinating, is that they have these big stances on these civil matters, but they just totally ignore other ones, which is just amazing.
Well, there's money to be made.
Of course.
Now look, we're right now, Craig. This might be the episode that gets us pulled off the internet.
Okay.
They're watching. But go ahead.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, it's fascinating to see the hypocrisy attached to that. How many NBA players do you think will come out and talk poorly about China?
Yeah.
Do you know what happened last year when there was the general manager of the Houston Rockets, Daryl Morey? Did you hear about this when this happened? So the then general manager of the Houston Rockets, Daryl Morey, said he did not support what was happening in China. He made a public statement on Twitter, right? So then the China broadcasting group or whatever it was over in China was like, listen, we're not going to show NBA games. So the NBA went to Morey, had him take down his tweet, redact and apologize for it, right? And then they essentially had a ban for a year on NBA games in China on showing them. And the NBA was like, no,
Yeah.
and it was like such immense hypocrisy. It's
Yeah.
crazy. Oh, man.
Hypocrisy rules right now. It's just astounding me right now across the world. I
Yeah.
don't know. Pull up Captain Creep Play's comment. He says, well, it's not transferable over sweat. But yeah, your point still stands. People should either be serious about protecting other people. It's maybe okay if it's not transferable over sweat. Is it transferable over this? Oh yeah, pass it to me. Like right next to some other dude trying to block him. Like, is that not transferable?
Right.
You know, like
And here you go. Psychic Yardstick comes in. He says it cracks me up how their lockers they have their lockers spread out in the locker rooms before they go wrestle for four wrestle for the ball for 4 quarters.
yeah,
Right. Like, and they're all spaced out. Have you seen them on the sideline? How their seats
yeah.
are like 6 feet apart and stuff. It's insane. It's
Yeah.
insane.
Now, if they're able to do that, if the players are able to do that, why aren't they allowed to just sell tickets and bring people in and fill in the place at 1/4 capacity or something like that?
So the Stars actually are going to be filling at 1/4 capacity. I think they're doing 5,000 fans at the American Airlines Center. And like the joke with that was like, first 5,000 fans get a ventilator. It's like, that was kind of the meme attached to that. So,
Yeah.
and they haven't had their first game yet because they actually had to go into COVID quarantine. The Stars did, while the rest of the NBA, the rest of the NHL season has gone on. It's crazy.
Interesting.
Soccer throws this out there. Says in a casino here in Michigan, whenever you go up to one of the cashiers to cash out, you have to pull your mask down so they can see your face the entire time. Right. So like, what are we doing? What's the point?
Yeah.
It's fascinating stuff. So
yeah, if you're a people watcher, when you go to Disney or Six Flags or wherever, and you get a chance to just sit and just watch people and just enjoy the complex diversity that is all of humanity, and just sit back and watch this. That's what this time is. That's what I do. I'm just sort of like, look at what we did with ourselves.
Look at this, huh?
Look at this basketball game, huh? They're they're sweating all over each other, but no hugs at the end of the game.
This really, once again, it goes back to the idea of really this is all. To be clear, I'm going to say this statement, and people are going to hear this. And if you read this on a clip or you see this on a clip, it's going to sound really bad. It's all about money, right? Not COVID. COVID is not all about money, but the reaction to COVID has been all about money, right? You see, specifically in sports. I mean, and when I say that, you see one of the big college divisions, the Big Ten. Didn't want to play college football this year, right? They're like, it's not safe, right? And then the parents of all the athletes were like, no, you're playing this year, and they threatened to sue the Big Ten, right? The conference, and the Big Ten was like, oh well, okay, we'll play, but then they put all these like silly rules, like all these rules attached to it. They're like, look, if you have a COVID outbreak, you're going to forfeit the game. Right. And you won't get it back, and you're going to play, and you can't go back and reschedule it. And you have to win 6 games to get to win the conference. Right. So everyone's going to have 10 games on their schedule, whatever it is. And, things are going to, and they expected like, deterioration throughout the season and people missing games. Well, Ohio State is one of the biggest, most powerful schools in that conference. Right. And Ohio State only played 5 games this year after having several of their teams that they played against break COVID violations and stuff. And so they couldn't play their games, and they were a part of it as well. So they finished their season 5-0.
Yeah.
But you know what? The Big Ten were like, about that rule we just made like 2 months ago? Yeah, we're going to allow you to be the conference champion so you can go and compete in the national final. Why? Because they make more money that way, right? So it's like, well, we're not going to turn down $10 million, to let you play in this. So it just, oh man.
That's the thing is with a lot of these big companies, and you can definitely see this in the United States, whether it's major sports teams, whether it's Hollywood production companies, whether it's the big brick and mortar stores. they're all staying open, right?
Oh,
But
sure.
if like if you're a local basketball team, like good luck getting a local game with some buddies because the city's probably shut down your court, right?
Literally taking the court down.
Yeah.
Literally remove the rims.
Yeah, they
Like
did that here. Yeah.
that's fascinating.
Yeah.
It's fascinating.
They you know what was fascinating here? They removed the rims from our basketball court, but they left the water on at the water fountain. And I was thinking like, oh, so you can still put your mouth up here and splish splash and sploosh and get your, do all the Jeremy stuff, but
Right.
the rim way up there, yeah, we don't need that. That's going to cause trouble. That's dangerous right there. So
yeah, it's it's pretty fascinating. Anything to encourage, like, and if you go back to the very beginning of this, right, and if they were like, look, if you spend this time, I've talked about this a little bit in the past, but if they spent this time, they're like, look, this is going to be a little longer than we anticipated. If they were just open about it, right? Look, 2 weeks flatten the curve. Okay, guys, sorry. It's going to be longer than this. It could potentially be like 6 months, and 6 months would have put it like in October, right? And then like, look, okay, maybe we totally overestimated that or underestimated that, but here's what we think you should do. You should spend this time getting as healthy as you possibly can, right?
Yeah.
Working out, eating the right food, treating your body the best way, because the best way to prevent a virus from hurting you is to be healthy and to not have any comorbidities like obesity, or diabetes, right?
Yeah.
So if you go out and you treat your body right, and yes, there will be outliers. There will be outliers. Perfectly healthy people will die. It's gonna happen, right?
Yeah.
Perfectly healthy, like it's just gonna happen. But that's the risk we got to take. So please get healthy. Like, can you imagine the message that would have been sent there if the CDC said that at the start of this? Like, look, just go get healthy.
Well, that would have gone along with the message of this is all for your health. It's all been about health and taking care of everybody. But yeah, that's interesting. But instead, what they did is they shut down gyms.
I know. Yeah. They did the exact opposite.
Like don't do anything. Just lock your door and don't get any vitamin D and all that stuff. So yeah, it's just crazy. But yeah, the NBA story is fascinating. I find that on par with the story of the film production company that set up their food spot next to the lady, and they had the outdoor tables all set up, and she wasn't allowed to open her restaurant. It's on par with Walmart being open, but your local grocery store can't be open. Like why are
your mom and pop?
Yeah. Some places got to stay open, but if this was, I don't know, you would think that we'd all be going back to local shops because they're the ones that are hurting the most.
This is, I know oftentimes when we talk about this, when we talk about these things, it seems like we're complaining, right? But we're not. These are legitimate questions that I don't know if I've heard a reporter ask. Like, why is it okay to go to Walmart, but not okay to go to Jennifer's Fruits and Vegetables? Why is it okay to go to Target and do or why is it okay for the the NFL to play, right? But my kids not to play down at the park?
Yeah.
Like simple questions like that, is because if they're like, look, it's a money thing. We have to keep these things afloat. They're just too important. I'd be like, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
If they were to say like, look, Walmart, Target, these are giant companies that support thousands and thousands of employees, and shutting them down would do more harm than good. I would say, okay, I understand that. But I don't know if anybody's actually asked these questions.
No.
It's
they got to keep up. Because if they did that, then everybody would just be pissed off at them. They'd be like, well, because it goes with the rules for thee, not for me mentality. And we see that with government officials and they've been busted for breaking their own rules. So if a major company like came out and Walmart was just like, look, the reason why is because we're so big, so they're not going to say that. They have to say like, look, we're doing our best because this is the way it is right now. And we care about our employees. And it's like, I'd like to think that you care about your employees, but maybe this is just about making the money and keeping the stock exchange going.
There it is right there.
Oh.
It's a dumb one because the boutique has zero political sway. Man, that's
Yep.
rough. You
Well,
wonder.
Dropping
you know,
truth bombs.
wow. Phew. I don't know. It's just an interesting conversation, and we're going to continue to have this conversation, and it's a conversation that will never end until this is over. You know,
Oh,
and
right.
that's the thing. So be
Yeah.
ready for it every stinking night, and that's why we're glad you guys are along for this ride with us. So I feel like we should go longer, but I feel like we're right on time. We're actually 35 minutes in, so we're okay. And
Pretty
that's
good.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, and that's pretty much it. Hey, real quick, let's get. Here's one. Soccer fan. Soccer FW says, just a dumb question. Maybe someone can answer this, but why couldn't somebody make a mask that would still cover the nose and mouth, but you could unzip and eat and still have indoor restaurants open? They actually do have masks that you can unzip. Yes,
they do. I shared a picture early on last year, and it was kind of a freaky, sad picture because those zipper masks look like dominatrix stuff. And yeah, I just, once we get to that point, you see pictures of the kids in bands at high school, and I saw one the other day where they actually cut out the entire functioning part of the mask to play the flute. And at that point, what are we doing? Like just don't. It was the string into right about here, and then they cut it, nose open and everything.
Look at how it's straight bondage. That's
Yeah.
really what.
Yeah. So if that's what
this
it
one's for you, Brad.
Thanks. Yeah, that's a good one. What's my safety word?
There you go. See, there's the zipper right there.
Yeah.
I mean, when you look for masks with zipper mouths. Yeah, it is Gimp City for sure.
Yeah, I mean, like what are we doing?
There's the next one.
Oh my gosh. Safety word is COVID. Golly. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
I'd love to go. I would definitely walk into a store wearing that. Just at this point, I don't think anybody would give me any looks. Maybe like, oh no, I get this. That's a good idea.
Soccer again. Soccer's killing it tonight. What's my safety words? 6 feet.
That's great.
Oh, that's awesome. All right.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Hitting it on a zinger and a picture of this. There you go.
Oh no.
No, Brad. Oh noes.
Oh gosh. I can't.
All right.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, Toast to Mac, thank you so much for your bits tonight. Greatly appreciate it. You've now doubled the revenue this episode will make on YouTube. I greatly appreciate that. Help get Brad some more internet by going to patreon.com/CraigSkits. You can up that internet from 1.5 megabytes only to a nice 5 megabyte. That is the goal here, just to get to that 720p here. Yeah. Guys, have an excellent show. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'll see you guys every Monday through Friday from 1 to 3 p.m. over on twitch.tv/CraigSkits. I don't know what we're going to do, but we're going to have a good time. I promise you that. If you're just looking for a place to chill and hang out in the middle of your lunch break, I'm a great place to find. As always, these episodes are super bingeable, so go watch more if you're watching over on YouTube. Brad, say goodnight.
Good night.